right now. Start, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Arvind, sir. Good evening, one and all. We, as humans, are evolved. Our world is evolving, and the world around us too. Just like the height of the Himalayas are increasing as the tectonic plates are moving closest, in the same was the world is even getting closest with the evolving technologies. In the 21st century, with the evolving technology and world around us, our children too need to be ready for the world that they will be facing. They need to get ready for the world that is more competitive and brutal. We have seen our world evolve. I think it is not, yeah. Sorry for interruption. We have seen our world evolve. We know the difference between the study pattern at present and the study pattern that we used to follow during our teen life. Earlier, life was easier. We just had to learn, memorize, and that was it. But at present, our children need a lot more skills. Like they need learning skills, such as critical thinking, creativity, collaborations, and
Geeta,
communication. Yeah, I'm
Sorry
trying.
for interruption. Your screen sharing has stopped, Geeta.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm just
Okay.
continuing and trying.
Okay.
Is it fine now?
Absolutely.
Okay, it's fine now?
Yes.
Okay. Earlier life was easier. We just had to learn, memorize, and that was it. But at present, our children need a lot more skills. Like they need learning skills such as critical thinking, creativity, collaborations, and communication. Literacy skills such as information, media, and technology. And finally, life skills, that is flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social. Okay, now let's take, for example, learning skills. The 21st century, learning skills are often called the 4 C's, as critical thinking, creative thinking, communicating, and collaborating are its part. These skills help students learn, and so they are vital to success in school and beyond. Let us start with all the components of these skills. And the first one is critical thinking. Critical thinking is focused, careful analysis of something to better understand it. When people speak of left brain activity, they are usually referring to critical thinking. Here are some of the main critical thinking abilities. Analyzing. It is breaking something down into its parts, examining each part, and noting how the parts fit together. Arguing. It is using a series of statements connected logically together, backed by evidence to reach a conclusion. classifying. It is identifying the types of groups of something, showing how each category is distinct from the others. Comparing and contrasting. It is pointing out the similarities and differences between two or more objects. Defining. It is explaining the meaning of a term using denotation, connotations, example, synonyms, and antonyms. Describing. It is explaining the traits of something such as size, shape, weight, color, use, origin, value, condition, looking, and many more. Evaluating is deciding on the worth of something by comparing it against an accepted standard of value. Explaining is telling what something is or how it works so that others can understand it. Problem solving. It is analyzing the causes and effects of a problem and finding a way to stop the causes or the effects. Tracking causes and effect is determining why something is happening and what results from it. Let us talk about the next, that is creative thinking. It is expensive, open-ended invention and discovery of possibilities. When people speak of right brain activity, they most often mean creative thinking. Here are some of the more common creative thinking abilities. Brainstorming. It is ideas involves asking a question and rapidly listing all answers, even those that are far-fetched, impractical, or impossible. Creating something requires forming it by combining materials, perhaps according to a plan, or perhaps based on the impulse of the moment. Designing something means finding the conjunction between form and function and shaping materials for a specific purpose. Entertaining. Others involves telling stories, making jokes, singing songs, playing games, acting out parts, and making conversation. Imagining. It is ideas involves reaching into the unknown and impossible, perhaps idly or with great focus, as Einstein did with his thought experiments. Improvising. A solution involves using something in a novel way to solve a problem. Innovating. It is creating something that has not existed before, whether an object, a procedure, or an idea. Overturning something means flipping it to get a new perspective, perhaps by redefining givens, reversing cause and effect, or looking at something in a brand new way. Problem solving requires using many of the creative abilities listed here to figure out possible solutions and putting one or more of them into action. Questioning actively reaches into what is unknown to make it known, seeking information or a new way to do something. Now let's talk about the next skill, and that is communicating abilities. It is analyzing the situation, which means thinking about the object, purpose, sender, receiver, medium, and context of a message. Choosing a medium, it involves deciding the most appropriate way to deliver a message, ranging from a face-to-face chat to a 400-page report. Evaluating messages means deciding whether they are correct, complete, reliable, authoritative, and up-to-date. Following conventions. It means communicating using the expected norms for the medium chosen. Listening actively. It requires carefully paying attention, taking notes, asking questions, and otherwise engaging in the ideas being communicated. Reading is decoding written words and images in order to understand what their originator is trying to communicate. Next is speaking. Involves using spoken words, tone of voice, body language, gestures, facial expressions, and visual aids in order to convey ideas. Turn taking. It means effectively switching from receiving ideas to providing ideas, back and forth between those in the communication situation. Using technology requires understanding the abilities and limitations of any technological communication, from phone calls to emails to instant messages. Writing involves encoding messages into words, sentences, and paragraphs for the purpose of communicating to a person who is removed by distance, time, or both. Now let us talk about the abilities of collaborating. It is allocating resources, and responsibility ensures that all members of a team can work optimally. Brainstorming. Ideas in a group involves rapidly suggesting and writing down ideas without pausing to critique them. Decision making requires sorting through the many options provided to the group and arriving at a single option to move forward. Delegating. It means assigning duties to members of the group and expecting them to fulfill their parts of the task. Evaluating. The products, processes, and members of the group provides a clear sense of what is working well and what improvements could be made. Goal setting. It requires the group to analyze the situation, decide what outcome is desired, and clearly state an achievable objective. Leading a group means creating an environment in which all members can contribute according to their abilities. Managing time involves matching up a list of tasks to a schedule and tracking the progress towards goals. Resolving conflicts occurs from using one of the following strategies: asserting, cooperating, compromising, competing, or differing. Team building means cooperatively working over time to achieve a common goal. As we have a short span of time, I would like to move on to the next slide. There are different skills that is needed to be taught, such as creativity, cultural awareness, innovations,
बिस्कुट खा ला
accountability, collaborations, productivity, communication, exploration, initiative, responsibility, and leadership. Creativity is the ability to think about a task or a problem in a new or different way, or you can say ability to use imagination to generate new ideas. Cultural awareness, and it's a very, very sensitive skills which we need to talk to our children, is to sensitivity to the similarities or differences that exist between two different cultures and use of this sensitivity is effective communication with members of another cultural group. It means working from the cultural perspective of the other person, not from your own perspective. Civic engagement. It is participating or addressing issue of public concern. Productivity. It is the ratio between output and input volume. So it's about teacher effort and student action. Collaborations. It is partnership, student, you can say alliance or cooperation. Exploration. It is investigation or study. Accountability. Everyone is aware of this word, very much familiar to this word. This is all about responsibility. Then initiative, the ability to assess and initiate things independently. Responsibility, we have already discussed on it, and the leadership. Now, if we look into these skills, all of these are focusing on working on individual self, and it is teaching us to work in a group too. So that's the key in the present time. The working style has changed, henceforth the learning style too shall. As Mr. Ratan Tata said, if you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to reach far, walk together. It's a very useful sentence and very near to my heart even. So we need to teach our students not just to work on themselves, but also with others. What our children need to succeed? As discussed earlier, we talks about the individual, which means self-awareness and self-control. We talks about relationship, communication, collaboration, teamwork, active listening, empathy, and perspective taking. Now our kids must have the tendency to questioning, which is a key feature of learning. They must ask, they must explore, they should be curious and inquisitive. They must having determination to do something, great perseverance and drive for it. This might result in verbal, so they must be quick to move and act. They should have adaptability and they should learn from their failures, because without that, they will lose on possibility, innovation, imagination, which will kill their creativity and will also suppose their thinking. Now, as discussed earlier, our kids need creativity because in this fast growing world and changing situation, there is no growth without creativity. And for that, there must be innovation drive, as this is the world of innovation. At present, there are more innovations than invention. Then there is critical thinking, which means knowledge economy. The knowledge economy is a system of consumption and production that is based on intellectual capital. In particular, it refers to the ability to capitalize on scientific discoveries and basic and applied research. This has come to represent a large component of all economic activity in most developed countries. In a knowledge economy, a significant component of value may so consist of intangible assets, such as the value of its workers, knowledge, or intellectual property. Because in present time, intellectual property is more costly than the real property. Communication has direct relation with network. The establishment of communication is the key to networking today. Networking means having contacts. And in this era, communication and networking is the key. Finally, collaboration. Collaboration means working together with people. And in this era of liberalization, privatization, and globalization, one needs to work with multiple different companies coming from different countries, and working in harmony is necessary. Now we all have to see critical thinkers, draws conclusion, analyze, and synthesize, reflect critically, solve problems, and make connection. The classroom critical thinking looks like this only. And these are the points which need to discuss for the classroom critical thinking. Guided inquiry. What our children need to succeed? Guided inquiry. It is a type of inquiry-based learning where teacher provides scaffolding to guide students through their inquiries. It is done by giving students only the goal and process. Next, coding challenges. By this, the students acquire a first knowledge of the topic or first or zero round of the topic. Next, project-based learning. It is a teaching methodology in which students get knowledge and skill by working for an extended period of time to investigate and respond to something. Problem-based learning. It is student-centered pedagogy in which students learn about a subject through the experience of solving an open-minded problem found in trigger material. Now, clear communication. The students further need clear communication, which includes persuade. It induces someone to do something through reasoning or argument. Next, motivate. We all are very much aware of this word, to give someone incentive to act in a certain way. Listen effectively. It is actively absorbing the information given to you by a speaker and providing feedback to speaker so that he or she know the message was received. Now, instruct. To teach something or to tell someone how to do something. When you teach a class, this is an example of a time where you instruct the student. Next, inform. Give facts or an essential, or you can say a formative principle, or what is conveyed or represented by a particular arrangement or sequence of things. In class, clear communication can be improved by following things. It is accountable talk. It refers to the type of talk that moves learning forward, or you can say accountability to accurate knowledge. Video production, the very simple way, the process providing video content. Social media use. This is the digital technology that allows people to share ideas, information, thoughts via online communities and network. It provides multiple ways to connect virtually with others. Skype calls. It is free web-based communication tool which allows people to video conference, make calls, and instant messages. Wikis, or let us consider first blogs. Offers many benefits, promote autonomous learning, motivate students to become better readers, writers, promote discussion among students. Wikis. It is a web page with an open editing system, a collaborative tool that allows a student to contribute and modify one or more pages of course-related material. Podcasts, series of spoken word digital audio files. It is a great way to teach new content, something suited for passive learning. A student can listen on their own, freeing up valuable classroom time for more active learning, going through questioning, participating in group discussion, and making things with others can all be part of this. It helps in enhance writing, speaking, recording, editing, and publishing skills. Now, the students further needs collaboration. What does collaboration takes? The collaboration needs mutual respect, compromise, consensus building, and shared responsibility. Mutual respect. It is when two people may not agree in everything, but they don't get upset over little things, but are willing to work things out because they care for the others. We can consider an example over there. At the beginning of most team sports or matches, you will see all the players line up and shake hands with one another to acknowledge their equal standing as competitors, despite even opposite goals, and they have their opposite goals. Compromise, an agreement or settlement of a dispute, or you can say disagree that reaches by each side. And finally, it leads to making concessions. Now, consensus building. It is general agreement or accepted opinion. We can consider an example over here. Most people believing that it is wrong to kill another person at any worse situation he or she accomplished any wrong thing. Next, shared responsibility. The responsibility is allocated to two or more actors that work together with a view to achieving a particular outcome. Now let us move to the next part of the presentation, and that is what collaboration looks like. The collaboration in class looks a bit different. Here it is: inquiry circles, designing thinking teams, ION global collaborations, and project-based learning teams. Inquiry circle. Inquiry circle is a group of individuals who read and discuss an information text to enhance and extend their comprehension of the topic. Each group member contributes by preparing strategies ahead of time as a guide for the discussion. It is process of learning encourages kids to ask questions, to work together, to solve problems, to discover knowledge, and to construct their own meaning with guidance rather than lectures from teacher. Designing thinking teams. In a nutshell, it is a way to define and solve through challenges. It focuses heavily on rapid prototype solutions and learning from mistakes. In education, a design thinking curriculum immerses students and teachers, that is the designers, in real world situation, or you can say real world problem solving. Next, ION global collaborations. Enable students and educators worldwide to design and participate in global projects as part of their regular classroom and after school programs. Everyone having idea on project-based learning? So let us move to the next slide. There is flipped class, and the flipped class means a pedagogical approach in which direct instruction moves from the group learning space in the individual learning space. The method in which the primary education materials are studied by the student at home and then worked on it in the class. Objective is to optimize time in class by making the student aware of the topic in advance. In this, we first activate or generate curiosity in student, and then we explain it to the students. My next slide states about the skills needed in flipped classroom. It is independent learning, critical thinking, collaboration, digital literacy, creativity, social skills. So let us focus on the flipped classes. It is one of that focuses on developing student understanding in class rather a common lectures. In flipped classroom, a student view lessons at home and master the material at school in collaboration with their peers or instructor. Next, moving on, we need project-based learning. With the arrival of new information and communication technologies to school, both new teaching methodologies as well as new version of existing methodologies now revised and updated for the digital generation have emerged. One of the most used in class at present is project-based learning. In its essence, project-based learning allows a student to acquire the knowledge and skills through the development of projects that respond to real-life problems. Project-based learning or instruction is an instructional approach designed to give students the opportunity to develop knowledge and skills through engaging projects set around challenges and problems they may face in the real world. Let us move to the next. It is an instrumental methods of hands-on active learning centered on the investigation and resolution of messy real world together. And it's done in a step. Problem to be solved, then ideas or brainstorm, prior knowledge to guide you, inquiry and investigation, presentation and feedback. Now I would like to discuss about cooperative learning. Stronger together, this concept in a simple way is cooperative learning, a methodology that teachers use to group students together and so impact on learning is in a positive way. The proponents of this model theorize that working in a group improves the attention, involvement, and acquisition of knowledge by students. The main characteristic is that it is structured based on the formation of groups of 3 to 6 people, where each member has a specific role, and to reach the objectives, it is necessary to interact and work in a coordinated manner. The main characteristic, as I have already discussed, it is structured based. So the good example we can consider over here is jigsaw. An example of a very popular cooperative learning activity that teachers use, where each student is required to research one section of the material and then teach it to the other members. A purpose of cooperative learning is to make each group member a stronger individual. There is considerable group to individual transfer. Students learn together so that they can subsequently perform higher as individual. Now let us compare different learning styles, and that is cooperative versus collaborative. As you are looking into the slide, cooperative learning focus on individual goals within group goals, whereas collaborative learning focus on group goals only. Cooperative learning, the individual constructs learning, whereas in collaborative learning, learning is so instructed, challenged, modified, agreed, shared understanding. In cooperative learning, products consists of individual contribution. Here, products are co-constructed in collaborative learning. In cooperative learning, process is clean and defined, whereas in collaborative learning, process is fluid, responsive, and adaptive. Roles and responsibilities are predefined or imposed in cooperative learning, but roles and responsibility are negotiated or agreed in collaborative learning. Cooperative learning focuses more on individual achievement, whereas collaborative learning focuses more on collective achievement. Now let us talk about problem-based learning. Problem-based learning is a cyclic learning process composed of many different stages, starting with asking questions and acquiring knowledge that in turn leads to more questions in a growing complexity cycle. Putting this methodology into practice does not only mean the excess of inquiry by the students, but convert it into useful data and information. The goals of project-based learning include helping a student develop flexible knowledge, effective problem-solving skills, effective collaboration skills, intrinsic motivation. The article discusses the nature of learning in project-based learning and examines the empirical evidence supporting it. Now let us talk about the next, that is competency-based learning. By defining all learning methodologies have acquisition of knowledge, the development of skills, and the establishment of work habits as their main goals. Competency-based learning represents a set of strategies to achieve this. Through assessment tools such as rubrics, teachers can go through the academic curriculum without significant deviations, but focusing it in a different way, putting into practice real examples, and so transmitting to their student a more tangible dimension of lessons. In practice, competency-based learning can take a wide variety of forms, from state to state or school to school. There is no single model or universally used approach. While schools often create their own competency-based systems, they may also use systems, models, or strategies created by state education agencies or outside educational organizations. Competency-based learning is more widely used at the elementary level, although more middle schools and high schools are adapting the approach. As with any educational strategy, some competency-based systems may be better designed or more effective than others. And finally, I would like to talk about a new form which is still evolving right now, and it is infographic. Infographic is a new and improved computer version of the old school book cover or brochure assignment. Students create a poster-like graphic about a particular topic that includes key facts, information, statistics, research, quotations, graphics, images, charts, and many more. Infographic predate writing as a means of disseminating information. Cave drawing are probably the earliest known example. People were also creating and using maps before the advent of written language. The process of creating infographic is sometimes referred to as data visualization. There are so many different methods, and every method has been made for different set of a student, which suits them the best and can hence help us acquire the desired results. And the results are different techniques, different students, differently suitable and proper results. Thank you, teachers. Thank you for giving us your precious time.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. It was very knowledgeable. Thank you. I am sending the assessment form.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, Arvind, sir.